This is a sling I call Heart Sense Blooming. I'm going to show you how to thread your sling. I like to start with my rings about underarm height, and I've got my fabric spread across my back so that it's not twisted. I'm going to gather up the tail, accordion style. I'm going to thread my tail up through both rings and down between the rings. And that's how you thread your tail. I've got a dark seam here on my sling, a dark seam here, and a dark seam on this side of the tail. That way, if I want to tighten up this seam, I know to pull on the dark seam of my tail. Now, if your fabric is twisted between the rings, I like to fluff it out. I spread the rings, and I hold on to my first seam, and I pull the fabric through my fingers until it's all nicely fanned out. That way I know it's not crossed between the rings. If it gets all twisted inside, then the fabric becomes difficult to move between the rings. So now I'm ready to pick up the baby. So before I pick up the baby, I'm going to make a pocket. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look at the color of my seam here. It's my red seam on the inside. I'm going to pull on the red seamed part of my tail. And a little trick I'm going to teach you is to pin this fabric to your body with your elbow. Okay? That way, when you pull on your seam, the sling doesn't move and the rings stay where they are, which is about underarm height. I've got the fabric nicely fanned over my shoulder because this is what's most comfortable for me. Some parents choose to sling with the fabric completely on their shoulder. Some like it a little bit lower. It's nice to be able to customize the sling to your body type. And now that we have this pocket here with the front open, we're ready to pick up our baby. To unthread the sling or to loosen the sling, you can hold on to the front ring and pull. And that's going to slowly loosen your sling. You only have to do it an inch or two at a time, just enough to get the baby in and out. And when you do have your baby in the sling, you can hold on to the ring and loosen it using the baby's weight instead of pulling on the sling. I'd like to invite you to come on out to our sling workshops. You can find out more on www.MyZenBaby.com as to when the upcoming sling workshops are. You can come on out and bring your baby or bring your belly and learn how to sling hands-on. I can give you lots of helpful tips, and you can save on shipping. And you can pick out your sling in person. I highly recommend you come on out before you have the baby or in the early days after you've had the baby to learn how to sling. It's wonderful. It's complimentary with any purchase of a MyZenBaby sling, and we have a lot of fun. So I hope to see you there.